It's been almost 2 whole months since the release of Legends EA. I know, right? Already been almost 2 months. That's crazy, and the DLC is already about to drop. Now, over these 2 months, a lot of people have already done challenge videos on this game, and, you know, I've wanted to do a challenge video on this game myself, because, yeah, I love this game. Now, I spent some time thinking about it, and an idea came to mind. What about friendship evolution Pokemon? If you don't already know, friendship evolution is when your Pokemon evolves because of the high friendship it has with you. Well, in this game, the amount of cup of coffees you had with them in the span of like 2 minutes. Now, this idea piqued my interest for 2 reasons. First of all, as we know in the DLC, Crobat will be coming into the game, which means that's another friendship evolution Pokemon. And 2, there's a very few number of friendship Pokemon in the game already, and 3 of them being Eeveelutions. But if we exclude the Eeveelutions, there's only 5 Pokemon that evolve with friendship. So, my choices are extremely limited, but can I beat it? Can I beat Pokemon Legends EA with only friendship evolutions? Well, let's find out. Let's get into the rules of this challenge. First, I can only use Pokemon that requires a friendship evolution somewhere in its evolution line. 2, I can catch non-friendship Pokemon, but it has to be because I need to in order to progress through the story. Third, I'm only allowed to pick one of the 3 Eeveelutions I can obtain. Yeah, okay, let's be honest, I think the challenge would be really easy if I can just use Sylveon, Umbreon, and Espeon, so that's why I'm implementing that rule, because I think it would make the challenge too easy. Finally, I have to shiny hunt one of the friendship evolutions. Now, I actually do end up shiny hunting 2 of them, but we'll get into that later. By the way, I streamed this challenge on my TikTok. A lot of my challenge runs will be streamed on my TikTok, so I'll leave a link down below if you want to watch any other challenges or be present for those. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and here's the challenge. We start in the train visiting good old Lumio City. Well, it's not going to be good by the end of this. Anyway, we get off the train, meet our best friend Urbane. I missed you, buddy. And then Pancham stole our bag. And can I just say, I'm still not convinced it was just that Zygarde cell that entered my bag. I can't prove it, but I'm telling you that Pancham was in there. But anyways, we chase the Pancham, and then we meet these 2 people that Urbane don't remember despite the fact they fought him last night. But Urbane lets us pick a Pokemon that will not be our starter. We beat the Pancham up, get our bag back, turns night, and then we have to try and escape. But a girl sneaks up behind me. Man, I'm just trying to get out. I just got a Pokemon. I take our Pokemon out. We continue running, but 3 more trainers try to fight us. Like, come on, man. Leave me alone. Anyways, AD's Floette saves us by unleashing a blast that even Arceus itself would be scared of. We check in at Hotel Z, try to sleep, but Urbane wants us on the roof and help him out. And because we're gonna use the power of friendship, I agree. We end the night, wake up. Urbane, being the best friend he is, signs us up for the ZA Royale, teaches us some things, battles us. I win, because I'm like that. Then he teaches us how to catch Pokemon, which we didn't really care about, because, you know, I've been playing Pokemon for over 12 years. And then to progress through the story, I need to catch 4 Pokemon. And while I was catching, I didn't know that you didn't have to wait until after you get Rock Smash to obtain Pichu. So it was very nice learning that I didn't. Do I need Pichu? Or what do I... Yes, I need Pichu. Do I need Rock Smash? Please, please, please. I don't need Rock Smash! Look at this! I grind the Pichu up. I named my Pichu Zappy because why not? And here comes a problem though. I have to get through my first night of the ZA Royale with only Pichu. Why? Because at this point in the game, we only have access to Wild Zone 1. Anyway, we talk to Mabel, she gives us the TM for Rock Smash, we leave, we meet Naveen, he gives us a nice hat, we'll work on it later. Then I had to catch Bunnelby because Pichu can't learn Rock Smash, and I needed to destroy the rocks in front of the hotel. We talk with the gang, and we head out to the first ZA Royale night. The trainers weren't that bad, I needed to heal a couple times, but I got through it, and now it's time to face Zach. Yeah, you wanna know why this part's a bit challenging? Zach has 3 Pokemon. 3. Because of this, I grinded my Pichu to level 11, and then we fought him. He sends out Slowpoke first, which, for the most part, it was easy. Then he sends out his Pidgey, which was easy, you know. But then he sends out his ace, Pikachu. Hey man, how dare you use Pikachu against my Pichu? My Pichu will remember this. My Pichu will. Anyways, I got his Pikachu down to half, then I need to heal because one more hit and I would have been stuck in rank Z. Then I beat the Pikachu up. Get promoted to rank Y, we meet Emma, and she leaves by Naruto running. Well, that was weird. Then we go home and celebrate with Urbane's famous croissant curry. We go to bed and wake up the next day. Me and Urbane leave the hotel and Tarragon has some words for us, gives us a canary plushie, and we learn about the mega crystals forming around the city. We take a look at the Prism Tower and then we finally reach Wild Zone 2. And we can finally get our second Pokemon. Boom. Look at that. Budu's now mine. I grind for a bit and then I tried to see if I can access the cafes yet, which actually to my surprise, I could. So I have some coffee time with Budu and Zappy, and then we evolve them into Roselia and Pikachu. Now I just need to get their evolution stones. We meet with Urbane at one of the cafes, and while we're enjoying some coffee, Urbane introduces us to Vinny, which I'm sure he'll be a good friend. Then Urbane decides he wants to take us to this place called the Looker Bureau. On our way, we meet the Fist of Justice, and this one girl points me out for no reason. Hey, not cool. And I showed her why that wasn't a good idea. And then we finally meet Emma, and she gives us some tasks to do. Are you serious? We quickly do the quest, but while doing them, we go up to this elevator and find our next Pokemon. Oh. Hey, Cleffa. Get in the bowl. What? Okay, listen. Before y'all get after me about failing a Cleffa is a lot harder to catch than you think, okay? After failing to catch Cleffa, I ended up actually finding Riolu, and... Oh my god, wait, you mean to tell me I caught this Riolu first try, but I can't catch a stupid Cleffa? I hate my life. I have some good coffee one-on-one time with Riolu, evolved Riolu into Lucario, and then I attempted again to catch the Cleffa, and this time I succeeded. There we go. I had some coffee time with Cleffa, and evolved Cleffa into Clefairy. Then I stopped to see if I could access the Stone Emporium, because actually, I was wondering if I could do this early, and to my surprise, I can. So I bought the Thunderstone, I gave it to Pikachu, and Pikachu was now a Raichu. We meet back with Emma, and she congratulates us by actually showing Mega Ampharos. And one fun fact about me, I love Ampharos. Ampharos has been my favorite Pokemon, and is still my favorite Pokemon. I just like Ampharos. I love Mega Ampharos as well. I love you! We then take on Yvonne, who wasn't a problem, and then we get promoted to rank X. We celebrate, wake up the next morning, and we get our next promotion match immediately. And while exploring, I found a Moonstone and evolved Clefairy into Clefable. I got so lucky. I don't even know how rare that is. Well, maybe it is common, I just don't know. But then I realized I have access to Wild Zone 6, which means I can catch my next Pokemon, Baneri. Solid. I need you to turn around. Boom. Hey! After a couple coffees, Baneri becomes Lopunny, we battle Zavi, and like Yvonne, he wasn't that hard. We celebrate, wake up, talk with Lita, she leaves her things, and we get tasked to deliver her things to her. We deliver Lita's things, and she decides she wants to have a battle with us to show off her cool dance moves, and we quickly dispose of her Pokemon. After that, we go to where Wild Zone 18 would usually be, and then we find our last Pokemon of the challenge, Eevee. Oh, I didn't even KO it. Oh, wow, I don't think I'm gonna catch this. You know what? Hey, I caught it. Now, I had the decision to make. Who do I evolve Eevee into? I immediately scrapped Sylveon because I already had Clefable, who was Fairy type. I took some time to think about it, and I decided to go with Espeon. Why? It's because later in the game, we have a couple fights that Espeon will do pretty good in. Ivor's fighting types, and Corval's, forgive me if I mispronounce that name, poison types. While Umbreon would only help with Gwen's ghost types. We have a couple cups of coffee, evolve Eevee into Espeon. I then decide to shiny hunt my first Pokemon of the run, and that Pokemon is Baneri. This was because I never used Baneri or Lopunny, so I wanted to give them some love. But there's one problem. I don't know how to shiny hunt. So I did some digging, and I found out that the benches right next to the zone entrance that has the Baneri works really well. So I did that. After 30 minutes, I got it. If we got anything, specifically the Baneri, I pray I didn't get like a different. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yo! That's it! Yo! Oh my god, that's it! Look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This after 30 minutes. Because this was my first time shiny hunting. Like, wow, I got it that fast? I felt like it was too easy. And then I said something that I actually would end up committing to. I don't know if I like want to go for another shiny. Because like, I don't know why that feels like really fast for me. Like that was too fast. But anyways, I had some coffees with my Baneri, and now my shiny Baneri is a shiny Lopunny. I didn't have my promotion match, which did prove to be kind of difficult, but a couple healing items later and I won. And now I'm ranked to B. As I was leaving the building, Zygarde gets my attention and Emma tells me to chase the Zygarde, which I do. After I chase the Zygarde, I see him looking up, and that makes me question if he's like okay or something, but before I can react, he brings me up to the rooftop, and then this is when I get introduced to Mega Evolution. We take care of the Absol, and after defeating it, we obtain Absol's Mega Stone, and we also end up actually getting a free Absol. Sorry Absol, you will not be used. We go back to the hotel and Urbane gets a call from Vinny saying he wants to see me and Urbane. But before we go, Urbane wants to have a Pokemon battle where we both use our Megas. I tell him I'm not going to use Mega Absol because if I use Absol, that would go against the challenge, and he didn't care. He forced me to put Absol with his Mega Stone in my party. What the freak, Urbane? I thought we were buddies. He leads out with Pignite, and I led with Espeon thinking Espeon could take Pignite out. I was wrong. Oh wow, I did not. Espeon, you had one job. I proceed to KO the rest of his Pokemon with the use of healing items. Urbane, I forgive you, but if you pull a stunt like that again, it will not be pretty. After reaching the Incorporation building, Vinny wants me and Urbane to face him so we can go from rank V to rank F. Urbane went to go get his Challenger's ticket, but I already had mine, so I could immediately start the battle. Vinny brings out his Houndoom and I brought out Lucario. Lucario got 1 or 2 hits in before going down, so rest in peace, Lucario. Clefable then came out and defeated the Houndoom with a couple bubble beams, and then Vinny proceeds to bring out Sharpedo, which again Clefable takes out, and then sends out Baneri, which was a cakewalk because yeah. But then he sends in his ace, Drampa. I decided to stay in and get as much damage as I can before Lopunny goes down, and then after Lopunny goes down, I send in Clefable, who defeats the Mega Drampa. And we get promoted to rank F. Urbane comes back, beats Vinny, and he gets promoted to rank F. And then after some dialogue, we finally get access to Lopunny's and Lucario's Mega Stones. We then decide to go to a coffee shop to have a break, but before we can sit down, Vinny tells us about new Rogue Mega Evolution sightings appearing. Before I went to the hotel, I actually found a Shiny Stone and evolved Roselia into Roserade. The team is fully evolved. We go back to the hotel and learn that the 3 Rogue Megas are Mega Camerupt, Slowbro, and Victreebel. And I get tasked to go to each site and help one of them out with the Rogue Mega. Let's go guys, power of friendship. They were all actually really easy, nothing too crazy happened. So moving on, we get our next promotion match, quickly handled Naveen because he didn't want to give away on how we could find Canary. We breeze our way through the Canary quiz, and Canary's weird stalker fan. I'm sorry, I do not like that guy. I've been saying this ever since I saw him. If I was Canary, I would keep him as far away from me as possible. But right before we fight Canary, we have to face one person, Tarragon. Tarragon wasn't that difficult, he was actually pretty easy, but I wish I could say the same about Canary. Canary was actually a lot harder than I was expecting. She starts out with Heliolisk as I start out with Lopunny. I got Heliolisk down to low HP, but he ended up taking Lopunny down. I switched to Clefable and finished the Heliolisk off and revived Lopunny. Next up was Ampharos, who ended up paralyzing Clefable, but Clefable still ended up finishing Ampharos off. Next up was Stunfisk, and I got Stunfisk really low, but because of the paralysis, I couldn't take the Stunfisk down, and Clefable went down. I switched into Lopunny, revived Clefable, took out the Stunfisk, and got paralyzed again. I switched into Lucario and Mega Evolved, while Canary switched into Electros and Mega Evolved. I got Electros down to red, but couldn't finish her off. She takes Lucario down, I send out Roserade and finish the Electros off and get promoted to rank E. We wake up the next day and immediately have more Rogue Mega fights, but they were actually also really simple. Once again, nothing too hard. But in the middle of doing these Rogue fights, I decided to shiny hunt the other Pokemon, Shiny Pikachu. Yeah, remember when I said I found the hunt too easy and I said I was gonna shiny hunt another Pokemon? Yeah, I stick to it. I decided to shiny hunt Pikachu since I do plan to do this challenge when the DLC drops and Raichu's getting a Mega. So yeah, this hunt hurt me though. Not because it took 2.5 hours to get, but because of this. Okay, they all look the same. Oh, no! No! I mean, I can't complain. Well, guys, we have a shiny Litleo. Okay, we have 17.5 minutes left. No! No, I just said don't give me a shiny if it's not Pikachu! Are we serious right now? Shiny Skiddo! Yay! Bruh. This hurts. Yeah, was not fun. But hey, I still ended up getting shiny Pikachu. You know what? Give me luck. Give me luck. Just give me luck. Low honey. This... Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! We get our next promotion match against Ivor, and we steamroll by that girl that wanted the rematch, and Ivor actually can't fight until we find Gwen. First of all, he wants to make sure Gwen is safe. Second of all, Gwen has Ivor's phone. We go to Emma thinking she can help a lot, and after some investigating, we learn that Canary might know something about where Gwen might be, and Canary wants a rematch in order to get the information. Are you serious? You want a rematch already? It hasn't even been a day, and you think that because I've beaten her before, that this would go much smoother. No, it was still super hard, but it ended the same way. Mega Electros beat my Mega Lucario, and my Roserade ended up KOing the Electros. But still, take your L, you sore loser! Anyways, we go to a fountain, Ice Beam the fountain, exploring the sewers, having to catch a Klefki to progress, and we finally found Gwen. But Gwen wanted to fight, but she wasn't that hard. Clefable took down 2 of her Pokemon, lost to Mega Chandelure, and Mega Lucario took care of Mega Chandelure. We went back to the Fist of Justice for our promotion match, and this fight actually ended up being harder than I thought, and also made me regret my decision on picking Espeon. The fight starts off with Ivor sending in Heracross, and I took care of it with Clefable. I then sent out Espeon, while Ivor sent out Medicham, and Espeon lost. Espeon! What the heck? You were supposed to help me win! I switched into Lopunny and knocked Medicham out, and finished his Mega Failings with Clefable and ranked up to rank D. The next day, we get called by the Rust Syndicate to talk about Urbane's unpaid debt. Urbane, come on! Me and Lita arrive at the Rust Syndicate and we move right past the grunts, but then Philippe challenged us, and this was actually hard. He starts out by sending in Steelix, to which I send out Lucario, and Lucario took out Steelix pretty easily, but Lucario did take a lot of damage. He then sends out Scizor, to which I switch into Clefable because Clefable has Mystical Fire, and once again, I take down the Scizor, but Clefable took a pretty good amount of damage in return. But then came his Mega Skarmory, and wow, this Mega Skarmory must have been on the finest Pokemon drugs ever, because this Skarmory didn't just take out one of my Pokemon, it didn't just take out 2 of my Pokemon, it didn't just take out 3 of my Pokemon, it took out 4. I literally had to revive Lucario because this Skarmory was trying to become the new Arceus. Anyways, my Lucario took him down, and now we're working for Corbeau until further notice because our brain can't pay his debts. We then had to face more Rogue Megas, which again weren't that tough, just took a lot of time. And we even had to rematch Gwen before facing one of them, which went pretty good, nothing too bad happened. It was time to face Corbeau. And oh my god, I heavily misunderstood him. See, when I first faced him in my playthrough of the game, which by the way is on the channel if you'd like to check that out, he was really easy and didn't take much time to beat. This time, it was different. His Arbok wasn't a problem, he just poisoned Espeon and that's it. But his Gyarados took down my Raichu and Lopunny. Raichu, what happened? Lucario finished off the Gyarados and then came in Roserade. I swapped into Espeon and took Roserade out, but took a lot of damage in return, and his Scolipede proved to be difficult. Not only taking out Clefable, but also taking out Roserade. I swapped into Mega Lucario and finished the Scolipede. It was at this point in the challenge that I started to regret picking Espeon a lot as my evolution. The 2 fights I mentioned it being useful in barely did anything. I mean, I guess in Corbeau's fight it took 2 Pokemon down, but in Ivor's fight, he didn't help. But either way, I had to deal with it. We then get invited to Jacinth's, correct me if I pronounced that wrong, tournament, but before we participated, we first had to change our appearance because I was not liking the outfits we had to pick between, and 2, we had 3 more Rogue Mega Evolutions to deal with. Again, it's just time consuming, no difficulty. Jacinth didn't like the fact we fought the Rogue Megas instead of participating in her tournament, so she sent Lebane and 2 other people to challenge us. They were all actually really easy, especially Lebane. I was expecting Lebane to be harder because, you know, Mega Dragology's kind of hard. But hey, I got through it. We went back to Jacinth's tournament, also making sure to grab the TM Dig before going in. You'll see why. We fight Canary again for the 3rd time. Girl, take your L. Please, I'm done fighting you. But this time, she was a lot easier. And this time, my Mega Lucario came out superior. You lose again, and my Mega Lucario comes out superior. Next up was Ivor, and like Canary, wasn't that challenging. I would actually say he was easier. After Ivor, it was Corbeau. And oh my god, he got worse. It started the same. Espeon took Arbok out and got poisoned in return. I sent Raichu out as he sent out Gyarados, and Gyarados again took out Raichu. Raichu! Come on! But also took out Lucario. I swapped into Roserade and finished Gyarados, and then came in his Roserade. I swapped into Clefable and got poisoned and knocked to almost half before I took the Roserade down. And then the famous Scolipede came out. And might I say, Corbeau learned his lesson from last fight. Because he took down Clefable, Espeon, Lopunny, Roserade, and almost took down my Lucario after reviving him. But Lucario still KO'd Scolipede. It's crazy how much this man actually poses a threat to my team. But now we move on to fighting Zygarde again, which actually made me realize I excluded my first fight with Zygarde. I did beat him anyway. He also gave me the Pebble that y'all know about. But Zygarde was still pretty easy. He took out Clefable but immediately went down because he was focused on me. But now it's time to face Jacinth, who actually wasn't that bad. I beat her Carbink with Lucario, Mawile with Clefable, Aurorus with Lucario, Gardevoir took my Lucario out, but I finished Gardevoir with Lopunny, and I had the luckiest Mega Fight ever in this game that I'ma just let y'all watch the rest of it. Watch. Oh. Well, oh my god. Oh my god, the lucky freeze. Yeah, well that was easy. Well, now I'm rank B. One more rank to go. And I also made sure to get Clefable's Mega Stone. Then we learn about Grisham because he's our last promotion match. But we don't really know about him. So we decided to go to Emma about him. Emma says that we need to fight her if she'll give any information. Which, by the way, am I the only one who hates that? Like, first Canary, now Emma. Like, why do y'all want to fight so I can get information out, y'all? Come on. But hey, we still fought her, and actually, Emma was actually easy. Like, was not expecting that, especially with that Mega Malamar. But hey, we did it. She tells us to talk to Mabel, who was actually originally a part of Team Flare. We talk to Mabel, who leads us to the Novo Cafe, and that's where we meet Grisham, the dude that's been serving our coffees this whole time. Well, making them. Grisham tells us to meet him at the marked location, which is Lysander's Cafe. We go over there, and because Grizzle is angry and thinks we won't understand because we're friends with AZ and we're working with him, she forces us to fight her. She leads in with Talonflame, who gets taken out by a power gemming Espeon. Hey, maybe you're not as bad as I think. Raichu takes down Aerodactyl, Clefable takes down Camerupt, Lucario and Metagross actually take each other out, which is funny, and Mega Lopunny Oko's Mega Pyroar. Look at that! Okay, Lopunny, I see you. We do all the Lysander Cafe stuff, we talk to AC about the past and Ange, and now it's time to face Grisham. Clefable takes down Pangoro and Malamar. Grisham's Pyroar takes down my Lucario, and Lopunny avenges Lucario. Lopunny falls to Tyranitar, but Tyranitar falls to Roserade. Espeon goes down to Salamence, but I bring Salamence to low HP, which Clefable handles. Grisham sends his Charizard out, and I decide to keep in Clefable. We both Mega Evolved, and even though it was looking like it was going to be close, Mega Clefable turned out the victor. I've done it. I reached ranked A. But Urbane did as well. We go to bed, but we hear some type of explosion happening. Something happened. Ange has awoken. We go over to Prism Tower, and me and Urbane battle to determine who is the strongest Mega Evolution user. He sends out Meowstic, who was no match for my Lucario. He sends out Emboar, and I send out Espeon. But Espeon, like last time, could not defeat Emboar. I send out Clefable, who almost loses to Emboar, but beat him regardless. Goodra comes out, it was no match for Clefable. Next was Avalugg, and I sent out Lopunny. It was close, but Lopunny came out on top. Next up was Manectric, who was no match for my Roserade. And lastly was Meganium. Mega Meganium, who like Manectric, was no match for Roserade. I won. I was the strongest Mega Evolution user. But not without the help of Urbane. Urbane was here from the beginning. Without his help, I wouldn't be here today. Which is why I let him go into Prison Tower with Floette anyways. But things went south. And Ange grew more powerful. And broke out more. Me, Lido, Naveen, and the rest of the gang came up with a plan to get me the Zygarde so we could fight off Ange. I fought through Rogue Mega after Rogue Mega after Rogue Mega with allies after ally after ally till I finally reached Zygarde. It was time to fight Ange. We take down the flowers once, Zygarde attacks once. We take down the flowers a second time. Zygarde attacks a second time. We take the flowers down one last time. Zygarde ends it with Core Enforcer. We did it. We defeated Ange. But something was still wrong. Ange woke back up. It was over. We lost. But was it? Something was shining in my pocket. And it was the pebble Zygarde had gave me. Turns out, it wasn't a pebble. It was Zygarde's Mega Stone. We Mega Evolved Zygarde and used Nihili Light, and now it was over. We had done it. We had saved the world. But not without a cost. We lost our good friend AZ. But we were able to answer one question. Can you beat Pokemon Legends ZA with only friendship Pokemon? Yes, you can. But hey, I actually surprised myself with this challenge video. I didn't really think it was possible. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you stayed till the end, it probably means you like this form of content, and I do plan to make more of this content. So that means you should subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications. It doesn't hurt, and you can always change your mind later. I will be making more challenge videos in the future. If you got any suggestions for challenges, let me know. And remember, I will be streaming my challenge runs on TikTok and any other platform I decide on. All my socials will be in the description, and I will see you when the DLC drops. Goodbye.